The galaxy believes Earth is a weak, divided planet, easy to conquer and destroy. But hidden beneath Antarctica lies humanity's greatest secret, a powerful machine that can fake the destruction of a planet and spread fear across the stars. When alien empires attack, expecting a quick victory, they find themselves caught in a psychological war far beyond their understanding. This story is full of tension, fear, hope, and the fierce will to survive. The stakes are high, not just for Earth but for the entire galaxy as ancient secrets and dark powers awaken. Admiral Ziraha's 4 eyes scan the swirling blue-green globe in front of her. A small, wild planet, filled with noise and conflict. From her warship's bridge, the hologram showed a world divided, 17 nations fighting each other, technology barely advanced enough for basic space travel. To the Valari, the galactic empire she served, Earth seemed weak, primitive, an easy target. Negligible military capabilities, Commander Vexter reported, his voice steady. Nuclear weapons limited. Chemical rockets. Basic orbital platforms. They haven't unified their governments. They broadcast their locations loudly like children screaming, "Here we are." Admiral Ziraha smiled thinly. The Spitzer campaign had left nothing but dead worlds, but Earth was different. Full of life, full of promise. The Ascendancy needed fresh resources, new planets to conquer. Earth would be theirs. Estimated resistance time? She asked. 6 hours for orbital control, the war commander answered. 12 for major population centers. Full pacification in 72. Ziraha nodded. Initiate deep planetary scan. Catalog mineral deposits. The sensor officer's voice broke the calm. Admiral, there's something at the southern pole. Beneath the ice. The hologram zoomed into Antarctica, piercing miles of frozen water. There, something impossible appeared, massive rings within rings, glowing with power that hurt their senses to observe. Quantum distortions warped space itself. A structure that defied understanding. Is it a city? Sanol demanded. No, the sensor officer stammered. I don't know what it is. Energy levels off the charts. It's drawing power from the planet's core. Similar to theoretical antimatter synthesis, but on a scale that could turn a planet into a star. A silence fell. The warships hung in orbit, their crews frozen with disbelief. They built a planet killer on their own world, Vexter whispered. Admiral Ziraha's mouth tightened. Could it be a fake? The officer shook his head. The energy readings are real. It's active. War Commander SNL's voice cut through the tension. What kind of species builds this? The kind that would rather die than kneel, Ziraha said slowly, her eyes darkening. But they are still primitives. Maybe a relic from a forgotten age. She made her decision. We take the planet fast. Before they know we're here. Clean and quick. Suddenly, the communications officer interrupted. Ma'am, we're receiving a transmission from the planet. Multiple languages, but the message is the same. Ziraha's 4 eyes focused on the screen. Words appeared. Welcome to Earth. Please state your intentions. Warning, planetary defense system armed. Current status, trigger ready. Her heart tightened. What if it wasn't a relic? What if they knew exactly what they'd built? Destroy their diplomatic station, she ordered, voice cold. All ships prepare to deploy. We strike first. But inside her, a whisper of doubt took root. Maybe they had chosen the wrong planet to conquer. Ambassador Gleason blinked slowly in the bright light of the Unity station. She folded her hands neatly, trying to stay calm. The Valari diplomat across the table blinked in sequence. A gesture meaning peace, her translator had said. We appreciate your willingness to meet, Gleason said, smiling. Humanity has long wondered if we were alone in the universe. But before her words finished, the air erupted in fire. Plasma tore through the room. Her scream was cut short. The station shattered into millions of pieces, drifting in space like deadly stars. Across Earth, screens lit up with death notices. Then the Valari fleet appeared in orbit. 47 warships. Plasma cannons cycling. The war had begun. Colonel Edith Dela Cruz watched the tactical displays from Vanguard Station, deep in the Patagonian mountains. The planet shook beneath the weight of the Valari's assault. Cities burned. Command centers went dark one after another. We've lost contact with Beijing, Lieutenant Gibbs reported calmly. Moscow is dark. Washington too. Dela Cruz's jaw tightened. The Valari were thorough. Their plasma fire turned glass to sand and sand to ash. Activate Contingency Omega, she ordered. All Vanguard stations acknowledge. One by one replies came back. 11 of 12. One was lost. Omega Station, the deepest, most secret facility, buried under 3 miles of Antarctic ice. Humanity's last hope. Dr. Pavlovov had spent 17 years at Omega Station. For a decade he thought he was studying climate change. The truth was far stranger. Omega was not a research center. It was a machine, a massive, strange device buried beneath ancient ice. A ringed core rotated, bending light. It looked like a mix of art and science. Alien metal recovered from dead civilizations spinning around a pulsing heart. Dela Cruz stepped into the chamber, eyes wide. Is it ready? It's been ready for 5 years, Pavlo said. We just never thought we'd need it. They descended past reinforced blast doors, deeper than any human had ever gone. The device, called Planet Trigger, was humanity's greatest secret. A planetary defense system built from alien technology, designed to create illusions that could fool even the most advanced sensors. Explain again, Dela Cruz ordered the newcomers. Pavlo pulled up the schematics. 27 years ago, the Spitzer probes found 17 dead civilizations. But we also found a partially working defense system on Spitzer 442b. We spent 3 decades reverse engineering it. What does it do? Everything. It can bend space-time, create false sensor readings, simulate massive energy signatures. It can make a planet look like it's dying or turning into a star. It's a reality anchor, a way to hide, to deceive. And power? Antarctica's geothermal heat. Independent from surface systems. We improved it. The generators can focus into a beam with a kill radius of 1 astronomical unit. Anything inside is rearranged on an atomic level. Dela Cruz swallowed hard. This was humanity's trump card. A bluff so massive it scared even their enemies. In the Valari warship Inevitable Order, Admiral Zira stared at her screens. Energy levels at the southern pole were rising. Impossible antimatter synthesis readings. A planet on the edge of stellar conversion. We're being lied to, she whispered. This can't be real. Her science officer confirmed the data. It is real, ma'am. The planet is about to undergo stellar conversion. Zira's heart pounded. Jump. All ships. Now. The Valari fleet vanished into hyperspace, leaving the ground forces confused. Earth was not what it seemed. Not at all. At 3:47 p.m. on a quiet Wednesday, Earth vanished from sensors. The Garan Syndicate stations detected a massive gravitational wave, radiation bursts, and quantum interference like none had seen before. The galaxy believed Earth was gone. But 3 miles beneath the Antarctic ice, the Planet Trigger hummed softly. Cloaking fields wrapped the planet in an invisible shroud. Quantum scramblers fed false data to every sensor, making it seem like Earth had exploded. Dela Cruz breathed in deeply. We saved about 200 million in deep shelters. We'll endure. The war was far from over. Commander Alex Vardy stood on the bridge of the Screaming Phoenix, a ship built in Earth's hidden shipyards. Target acquired, she said. The weapons officer confirmed. A Garan mining station, fully automated and empty of civilians. Perfect. The Phoenix carried the Trigger beacon, a quantum transmitter that screamed the energy signature of a dying world. Every screen in the mining station lit up. You have 72 hours to evacuate. Earth remembers. Earth retaliates. Detonation imminent. The countdown began. In the bars of Garan Prime, rumors spread. Ghost fleet ships appearing from nowhere. Soldiers spoke in whispers of humans who laughed at death, armored in atomic fire, wielding weapons that screamed. Fear spread faster than weapons. The galaxy had learned a terrifying lesson. Humanity was not just a species. It was a force born from fire and madness, willing to burn everything rather than bow. The bars on Garan Prime whispered with fear. Warriors told stories of the Ghost Fleet, human ships that vanished and reappeared like phantoms. Their armor glowed with eerie lights, their weapons hummed with strange sounds. They moved like shadows, impossible to track or fight. Shot one point Blake, a scarred veteran said, voice rough from years of war and drink. It laughed after we hit it. What? We ran. Whole squad ran. His friends nodded, eyes wide. The humans were more than survivors. They were something else, something born from fire and madness. But the truth was simpler. The glowing armor was standard gear, enhanced with recovered alien shields. The screaming came from speakers, broadcast to unsettle alien minds. Fear was their weapon. Chief Analyst Hazem stared at the data in disbelief. This can't be, she muttered. The dead don't return. Physics doesn't work this way. Her subordinate showed her intercepted transmissions. Ghost ships phasing through sensors. Quantum signatures matching planet trigger technology. It's not mass hysteria, the subordinate said. It's real. Hazem's 4 eyes narrowed. Then what are they? They've changed, the subordinate said. Transcended. Shifted into something else. Hazem swallowed. The galaxy stories of the burned gods walking through atomic fire were more truth than myth. Elder Prophet Keshtari woke screaming. Her ridges flushed purple with terror. She saw visions of fire and death, humans walking through atomic fire, reshaping reality with will alone. The demons walk among us, she gasped. The Zerati dominion, built on certainty and divine order, faced a threat they could not understand. Humans had broken the cosmic rules. The War Council met in chaos. Some called for holy war. Others for surrender. But none could deny the humans were different. The neutral zone, a stretch of space claimed by no empire, held a secret meeting. Representatives from many worlds gathered, uneasy. The Ghost Fleet had disrupted trade in 70 sectors. Admiral Zimfara spoke for the Phalai. The human threat must be dealt with. Their Ghost Fleet is a plague. War Master Grimoth of the Garen laughed. Demons. Undead. But survivors. Admiral Zira's mandibles clicked in disdain. Survivors using psychological warfare. Elder Prophet Keshtari's voice carried weight. They chose death over defeat. Death sent them back. A warning came through the station. A cloaked ship appeared, materializing like a ghost. It was the Screaming Phoenix. Commander Alex Vardy stood on the ship's bridge, her armor shifting between solid and shadow. She carried a message. Distinguished representatives, she said, voice crackling with interference. Earth is dead. Admiral Zira's eyes narrowed. It is dead. Vardy smiled grimly. Exactly as dead as we need it to be. We carry our mother's last gift. Behind her, schematics of Planet Trigger filled the screens. Alien technology made real by human will. You started a war, Vardy said. You killed our world. But humans are bad losers. We're changing the game. What do you want? Keshtari demanded, her vision screaming warnings. Our world back, Vardy said firmly. Our families. Our future. But since we can't have those, we want a promise. Keshtari leaned forward. A promise? If you find Earth again, Vardy said slowly, run. The ship faded, wrapped in its quantum cloak. Silence followed. The galaxy shared a new fear. Ghost ships appeared with countdowns, sending convoys fleeing. Empty vessels were found, stripped and infected with strange codes. Graffiti in dead human languages appeared on weapons depots. Earth remembers, it said. The Zerati dominion split into factions. Some worshipped the burned gods, humans who had returned from death. Others declared holy war against demons. Both failed. Subanalyst Quith was curious. Too curious. She studied the data, patterns too perfect to ignore. Every Ghost Fleet sighting matches quantum field distortions, she said. What if Earth's destruction was not destruction? She wondered. What if they shifted, transcended? Her colleagues doubted. Quantum transcendence is impossible. Quith pulled up ancient xenoarchaeology reports. Spitzer 442b showed technology beyond known space. Technology that failed the civilizations before. What if humans have been preparing longer than we thought? At 3:47 a.m., Quith found it. Hidden in Earth's detonation noise, a pattern. Structured data. A carrier wave. A message. Oh, you beautiful insane bastards, she whispered. Humanity's greatest trick was not disappearing Earth. It was making the galaxy believe it had. Grand Admiral Zeroth watched from the bridge of the Certainty's End. 12 planets burned, perfect replicas of Earth in destruction. His weapons officer hesitated. Reports of multiple Earth signatures in different sectors. Unknown how many. Zeroth frowned. What if one is real? Then it's a trap. He gave the order. Destroy them all. He did not see the smile of his navigation officer, compromised by human hackers. Every false Earth led enemies away from the real fleet. 18 months hidden, humanity's survivors gathered in Antarctica's depths. The War Council met in the chamber carved from ice and rock. We've made them afraid, Dela Cruz said. Now we make them believers. Commander Vardy guessed. Simultaneous strikes on 17 worlds? Not to destroy, Dela Cruz said. To demonstrate. Dr. Vav raised an eyebrow. Demonstrate what? That we could have ended them any time, Dela Cruz said. But we chose fear instead of fire. The Ghost Fleet would appear over capitals, warships powered but not firing. They would broadcast the truth. Earth lived. Planet Trigger was real. They'll never believe us, someone argued. They will, Vardy said. When we show them the failsafe. The room fell silent. The failsafe, the one truth behind the greatest lie. Planet Trigger could not destroy Earth, but it could vaporize anything within 1 astronomical unit. The skies over Valari Prime exploded with light. 17 human warships materialized in perfect formation. Sleek, powerful, built with alien tech and human madness. Admiral Ziraha stared, disbelief breaking through her calm. On every screen Dela Cruz appeared. People of the Valari Ascendancy, she said, tired but defiant. I am Admiral Edith Dela Cruz. Earth lives. Weapons locked onto the ships. Dela Cruz smiled. You attacked us without warning. We did what humans do best, we got creative. The screen showed Earth beneath its quantum cloak. Underground cities, hidden shipyards, thriving life below frozen ice. Planet Trigger was never a doomsday weapon, Dela Cruz said. It's a quantum field system based on technology from the Spitzer graveyards. Ziraha's voice was sharp. Lies. We saw Earth die. Dela Cruz's eyes hardened. You saw what we wanted you to see. We're done hiding, she said. Done playing ghosts. In Antarctica's chamber, Dr. Vav initiated the failsafe. A dead moon in the Valari system gained a new crater. Deep, circular, carved by a focused beam of quantum energy. That's 1% power, Dela Cruz said calmly. Focused through quantum tunneling. Across 17 worlds, the message was clear. Humanity could have ended the war at any time. Instead they chose peace but with terms. The peace talks took place on Earth itself. Representatives stood beneath Planet Trigger's giant rings, pulsing with false antimatter signatures. You terrorized the galaxy, Admiral Sfar accused. We returned the favor psychologically, Dela Cruz answered. I'd call that restraint, said Elder Prophet Kashtari, respect in her voice. You made us dead, Vardy said. We just got creative with the aftermath. The treaty was signed where humanity planned its greatest deception. Kashtari asked Dela Cruz quietly, if we had found Earth, would you have used it? The failsafe is real, Dela Cruz said steadily. We would have taken your fleets with us. The weapon was fake, she added. The will to use it was real. Kashtari's ridges flushed with respect. Above Earth, spinning slowly, Planet Trigger remained active. A reminder of what humans could do. A warning. Dela Cruz and Vardy stood before it, drinking cheap whiskey in a rebuilt Sao Paulo bar. To the bluff, Dela Cruz said. To the ghost we became, Vardy added. And to the madness that made us survive, Dr. Vav finished. They laughed. The stars outside sparkled with endless possibilities. The war was over. But humanity's greatest joke was also its gravest warning. Sometimes the most powerful weapon isn't the one you fire. It's the one you build 30 years in advance because you are paranoid enough to check if your neighbors are friendly first. The galaxy was no longer the same. The legend of Earth's destruction had become a story of shadows and fear. Every star system whispered about the ghost fleet, the ships that appeared and vanished like ghosts. They were more than machines. They were symbols of a species that refused to die quietly. Commander Alex Vardy stood on the bridge of the Screaming Phoenix, her eyes fixed on the stars ahead. Each mission brought new challenges. Each encounter reminded her of what they had lost, and what they still fought for. The Phoenix sailed through the darkness, cloaked in quantum fields that bent light and sensors alike. It was invisible, a ghost among the stars. Its crew were survivors, trained in the arts of fear and deception, but also in hope and resilience. Today they approached a mining station deep in Garan space. It was a quiet place, far from the front lines, stripping rare minerals from asteroids. The perfect target to send a message. Weapons ready, the officer said. Target is empty. No civilians. Vardy nodded. Prepare the trigger beacon. The beacon was a masterpiece of human engineering, a quantum transmitter that mimicked the energy signatures of a dying world. When activated, it would scream death across the stars, sending a warning to all who watched. As the beacon powered up, every screen on the mining station lit up with the chilling message. You have 72 hours to evacuate. Earth remembers. Earth retaliates. The countdown began, ticking down with cold precision. Far away in the halls of Garan Prime, the news spread like wildfire. Traders abandoned their routes. Convoys turned back. Entire sectors closed their borders, afraid of what might come next. The legend of the Ghost Fleet grew. Tales told of ships that didn't feel pain, soldiers who laughed at death, and weapons that screamed with voices from a world gone dark. The galaxy was caught between fear and fascination. Meanwhile, Chief Analyst Hazem sat alone in her chamber, surrounded by data streams and reports. Her eyes were tired, red from endless hours of study. The patterns are too perfect, she whispered to herself. Too human. Her colleagues dismissed her theories as paranoia, but Hazem knew better. The humans had become something else. They had mastered a technology beyond understanding, a quantum trick that bent reality itself. The dead don't return, she muttered. But what if they never truly died? Back in the Zerati Dominion, Elder Prophet Keshtari grappled with her visions. The humans were not just survivors. They were burned gods, beings transformed by fire and madness. They walk among us, she told the War Council, shaping reality with their will. The council was divided. Some called for war, others for worship. But none could deny the truth. Humanity had shattered the cosmic order. In the shadow of a dead star, the neutral zone held a gathering of the galaxy's powers. Representatives argued over the threat of the Ghost Fleet. Admiral Zimfara of the Phalai declared, "We must end the human menace." War Master Grimoth of the Garen Syndicate sneered, "They are demons. Undead." Admiral Ziraha clicked her mandibles in disdain. They use psychological warfare. Survivors of annihilation, but survivors nonetheless. The council's debates were interrupted by an alarm. A ship materialized at the edge of sensor range. It did not come from hyperspace. It simply appeared, fading into existence. It was the Screaming Phoenix. Commander Vardy's voice echoed across the chamber. "I bring greetings from Earth." Admiral Ziraha's eyes narrowed. "Earth is dead." "Earth is exactly as dead as we need it to be," Vardy replied. "But we carry our mother's last gift." Behind her, schematics of Planet Trigger filled the screens, rings of alien metal spinning around a core that bent light and space. "You started a war," Vardy said. "You killed our world. But humans don't lose. We changed the game." Elder Prophet Keshtari demanded, "What do you want?" "Our world back," Vardy said firmly. "Our families. Our future." She paused. "Since we can't have those, we want a promise." "A promise?" Keshtari asked. "If you ever find Earth again," Vardy said slowly, "run." The ship faded, wrapped once more in its quantum cloak. Silence filled the chamber. The galaxy shuddered. Ghost ships spread fear. Convoys fled. Empty vessels haunted the void, stripped clean and infected with strange codes. Graffiti in ancient human languages appeared on weapon depots. "Earth remembers." The Zerati Dominion split. Some worshipped the burned gods. Others waged holy war against demons. Both were powerless. Subanalyst Quith studied the data relentlessly. "Every sighting matches quantum field distortions," she told her colleague. "Earth's destruction was a quantum event." Her colleague shook his head. "Quantum transcendence is impossible." "But what if they prepared for this longer than we thought?" Quith pressed. She uncovered ancient reports of alien tech beyond known space. Tech that failed the civilizations before. What if humans found something out there? At 3:47 a.m., Quith found it, a pattern in Earth's detonation noise. Structured data. A carrier wave. A message. "Oh, you beautiful insane bastards," she whispered. Humanity's greatest trick was not disappearing Earth. It was making the galaxy believe it had. Grand Admiral Zeroth watched 12 planets burn, perfect replicas of Earth's destruction. His weapons officer warned, multiple Earth signatures in different sectors. "What if one is real?" Zeroth asked. "Then it's a trap." "Destroy them all," Zeroth ordered. He did not see the smile of his navigation officer, compromised by human hackers. Every false Earth led enemies away from the real fleet. Hidden for 18 months, humanity gathered in Antarctica's depths. The War Council met in a chamber carved from ice and rock. "We made them afraid," Dela Cruz said. "Now we make them believers." Commander Vardy guessed, "Simultaneous strikes on 17 worlds?" "Not to destroy," Dela Cruz said. "To demonstrate." Dr. Vav raised an eyebrow. "Demonstrate what?" "That we could have ended them any time," Dela Cruz said. "But we chose fear." The Ghost Fleet appeared over capitals, warships powered but not firing. They broadcast the truth. Earth lived. Planet Trigger was real. "They'll never believe us," someone argued. "They will," Vardy said. "When we show them the failsafe." The room grew quiet. The failsafe, the one truth behind the greatest lie. Planet Trigger could vaporize anything within 1 astronomical unit. The skies over Valari Prime exploded. 17 human warships materialized in formation, Sleek, powerful, built with alien tech and human madness. Admiral Ziraha stared in disbelief. On every screen Dela Cruz appeared. "People of the Valari Ascendancy," she said, tired but defiant. "I am Admiral Edith Dela Cruz. Earth lives." Weapons locked onto the ships. Dela Cruz smiled. "You attacked us without warning. We did what humans do best. We got creative." The screen showed Earth beneath its quantum cloak. Underground cities, hidden shipyards, thriving life beneath frozen ice. "Planet Trigger was never a doomsday weapon," Dela Cruz said. "It's a quantum field system based on Spitzer graveyard tech." Ziraha snapped. "Lies. We saw Earth die." Dela Cruz's eyes hardened. "You saw what we wanted you to see. We're done hiding," she said. "Done playing ghosts." In Antarctica, Dr. Vav initiated the failsafe. A dead moon in the Valari system gained a new crater, deep and circular, carved by a quantum energy beam. "That's 1% power," Dela Cruz said. "Focused through quantum tunneling." Across 17 worlds, the message was clear. Humanity could have ended the war any time. Instead they chose peace, but on their terms. The peace talks took place on Earth. Representatives stood beneath Planet Trigger's giant rings, pulsing with false antimatter signatures. "You terrorized the galaxy," Admiral Sfar accused. "We returned the favor psychologically," Dela Cruz said. "I'd call that restraint," Elder Prophet Kashtari said, respect in her voice. "You made us dead," Vardy said. "We just got creative with the aftermath." The treaty was signed where humanity planned its greatest deception. Kashtari asked Dela Cruz, "If we found Earth, would you have used it?" "The failsafe is real," Dela Cruz said. "We would have taken your fleets with us." "The weapon was fake," she added. "The will to use it was real." Kashtari nodded with respect. Above Earth, Planet Trigger still spun. A reminder of human madness and might. A warning. Dela Cruz, Vardy, and Dr. Vav stood together, drinking cheap whiskey in a rebuilt Sao Paulo bar. "To the bluff," Dela Cruz said. "To the ghost we became," Vardy added. "And the madness that saved us," Dr. Vav finished. They laughed. The stars outside held endless possibilities. The war was over. But the greatest weapon was the one built long before the fight, a weapon of fear, hope, and survival. The galaxy was unsettled. For decades, civilizations had thought humanity extinct, wiped away like the 17 lost worlds found by the Spitzer probes. Now the truth was clear. Earth was gone, but humanity was not dead. They had vanished beneath the ice, hidden behind lies and shadows. In the darkness of the deep shelters, millions survived. Scientists, soldiers, engineers, and children born underground. The world above was a ghost, but below, life pulsed fiercely. Humanity had rewritten the rules of survival. Colonel Edith Dela Cruz walked through the tunnels of the great underground city. The walls hummed softly with power from geothermal sources. Her boots echoed against metal walkways. Around her, workers moved quickly, repairing, building, preparing. They were not just hiding. They were planning. Commander Alex Vardy stood on the bridge of the Screaming Phoenix, watching the stars outside. Her mind raced. Each mission was a dance on a knife's edge, a balance of fear, deception, and hope. "Report," she said to her weapons officer. "We've received new data. The Valari homeworld is rebuilding defenses. Their fleets are scattered but growing." Vardy nodded. "Good. Let them rebuild. We'll be ready." The Phoenix slipped through the darkness, cloaked and silent. Their enemies hunted shadows. The humans hunted survival. In the council chambers of the Valari Ascendancy, debates raged. The treaty with Earth had shaken their world. Some saw hope and peace. Others saw weakness. Admiral Ziraha stood among her peers. "We underestimated humanity," she said quietly. "They are stronger than we believed." Elder Prophet Kashtari nodded slowly. "Their resilience defies understanding. They have transformed death into power." The Valari faced a new reality, one where fear was a weapon and trust was fragile. Deep in the Spitzer graveyards, scientists studied the ruins of lost civilizations. The technology was strange, dangerous, but full of lessons. Dr. Pavlovov examined a cracked console, relic of a world destroyed by its own weapons. "We are not alone in this," he said. "Many have fallen before us." Dela Cruz placed a hand on his shoulder. "But we survived. Because we were paranoid. Because we prepared." The Planet Trigger spun quietly beneath Antarctica, a silent guardian and warning. Across the galaxy, rumors spread of the Black Iron Pact, the alliance of human survivors and their hidden fleet. They were warriors of shadow and light, using fear as their shield. In distant starports, spacers whispered of the ghost fleet ships, their glowing armor, their eerie weapons, their laughter in the face of death. Never fight the humans, a Garen warrior said with a grin. They make you believe you already lost. The legend grew. On Earth, beneath the ice, life thrived. The underground cities held libraries, schools, farms, and factories. Children played in tunnels lit by artificial skies. Artists painted murals of the stars above. Dela Cruz watched children laughing in a schoolroom. For the first time in years she smiled. "We have a future," she said softly. "And we will fight for it." Commander Vardy prepared for the next phase. The Black Iron Pact would strike again, not with destruction but with truth. They would show the galaxy that humanity was alive, strong, and unbroken. The universe had been warned. Now it was time to prove it. In the Great Hall of Antarctica, a new meeting began. Leaders from surviving human factions gathered to discuss rebuilding alliances, sharing technology, and planning for what lay ahead. Dr. Vav spoke, "We have the tools to thrive. We must use knowledge wisely." Dela Cruz agreed. "We survived because we were ready. Now we must be ready for peace." Meanwhile, in the shadows, not all were pleased. Secret factions plotted. Some saw humanity as a threat to be crushed. Others saw opportunity. Spy networks worked overtime. Sabotage attempts increased. The galaxy remained a dangerous place. But humanity was no longer the hunted. They were the hunters. One night, in a quiet room beneath Antarctica, Dela Cruz stared at the spinning rings of planet Trigger. "This weapon was never about destruction," she said. "It was about survival. About making everyone afraid to start a war." Vardy smiled. "We built a legend. And legends live longer than truth." Dela Cruz nodded. "And sometimes the best weapon is the one you never fire." Outside, the stars shone cold and distant. But beneath the ice, humanity burned bright, a flame of hope, madness, and resilience. The universe had learned a new lesson. Some species are too stubborn to die. And Earth would never be forgotten. Years had passed since the Treaty of Antarctica. The galaxy slowly adjusted to the presence of a reborn humanity, a species cloaked in mystery born from fire and shadow. Earth was no longer hidden, but it remained a fortress beneath the ice, a symbol of human defiance. Admiral Edith Dela Cruz stood on the observation deck of the newly rebuilt spaceport in Sao Paulo. The stars glittered beyond the reinforced glass, but her eyes were distant, thoughtful. "We survived the impossible," she said softly, "but survival is just the beginning." Around her, humanity was rising from ashes, rebuilding cities, forging new alliances, and mastering alien technologies scavenged from the Spitzer graveyards. The underground shelters had become thriving cities, a new civilization born from pain and hope. Commander Alex Vardy reviewed the latest intelligence aboard the Screaming Phoenix. Reports showed the galaxy still wary, distrustful, afraid, but the Black Iron Pact was no longer a shadow fleet. They were a force to be reckoned with. Her calm crackled. "Admiral, we've detected unusual activity near the outer rim." Vardy's fingers danced over the console. "Prepare the fleet. Let's remind the galaxy that humanity is here to stay." She looked up at the stars, endless, vast, and full of unknown dangers. But the humans were ready. Always ready. In the great halls of the Galactic Council, representatives from the major powers gathered once more. The Valari, the Zerati, the Garen, and others sat tense but attentive. Elder Prophet Kashtari addressed the chamber. "Earth's survival is a testament to will and cunning. They have reshaped our understanding of war, peace, and power." The council debated new treaties, technology sharing, and peaceful cooperation. Yet beneath the surface, old fears simmered. Humanity's rise was not without its enemies. Deep beneath Antarctica, the planet Trigger continued to spin. Its hum was a constant reminder of humanity's greatest secret: the power to fake destruction, to bend reality, and to survive against all odds. Dr. Pavlo Vav inspected the core's delicate machinery. "We have built a weapon that never fired. A bluff so strong it saved us all." Dela Cruz joined him. "It is a monument, not just to our paranoia, but to our hope." They watched as quantum fields rippled softly, cloaking Earth from prying eyes, shielding it from harm, and reminding the galaxy that Earth's story was far from over. The Ghost Fleet sailed silently through deep space, no longer phantoms but legends. Their glowing hulls and eerie weapons echoed humanity's resilience. Spacers told stories of battles fought in the dark, where fear was as sharp as any blade. Of soldiers who smiled in the face of death. Of a species too stubborn to vanish. One evening, in a quiet bar beneath the rebuilt Sao Paulo skyline, Dela Cruz, Vardy, and Vav raised their glasses. To the bluff, Dela Cruz toasted, her eyes shining with tired joy. To the ghosts we became, Vardy added, voice steady and proud. And to the madness that saved us, Vav finished with a grin. They drank deeply, laughter filling the room, a sound long missing from a world that had known too much loss. Outside, the stars sparkled with endless possibilities. Earth, once a forgotten world, was now a beacon of hope and warning. Sometimes the greatest weapon is not the one fired in battle. It is the one built in silence, in fear, and in hope, a weapon of mind, spirit, and will. Humanity had learned to bluff the universe. And in doing so, they had won a war no one saw coming. The war ended the moment they learned what we buried beneath Antarctica.